Welcome to the Pharmacy Leaders Podcast with your host, Tony Guerra. The Pharmacy Leaders Podcast is a member of the Pharmacy Podcast Network, with interviews and advice on building your professional network, brand, and a purposeful second income from students, residents, and innovative professionals.
Hey, I just wanted to preface this episode because it's a little bit late. It was one of the candidates for national office. I have to get permissions when there's an election or it has to do with APhA-ASP at the national level and things like that. And those permissions sometimes take time. I know people are busy and things like that. But I just met such an extraordinary person that I wanted to make sure that I shared this episode with you. When you go for national office, national president-elect of APhA-ASP, you're, I think, one of 4 people out of the 15,000 students, pharmacy students that there are across the country. And it's just such a privilege to get to talk to someone that is reaching so high and who has so many people supporting her. So I just wanted to make sure that you got to meet Maggie Godsey, who is just an extraordinary person, an extraordinary leader, and thanks for Anna Shields for introducing me. Anna Shields was here at Drake with me, working at DMAC, really helping us out with the pharmacy technician program, went on to residency and has the ambulatory care job up in Seattle. So again, thanks to her. But anyway, here's the episode, and just an extraordinary student, Maggie Godsey. Hey, welcome to the Pharmacy Leaders Podcast. I ran into Maggie Godsey from Washington State University. She's running for APhA-ASP President-elect. We were at the Back the Pack donors meeting where one of the Drake students, Michael, was being honored. Got to see Anna Shields from Drake as well. But I wanted to interview her to find out if what it takes to go into national office. I know Kelly Jo is currently the president, right? Mm-hmm. Currently the APhA-ASP president. So tell me a little bit about your campaign and how you got things started and how you've built up to going towards a national office.
It's been a crazy ride so far. I actually started by running for my president-elect of my chapter, and there were so many great people running for that position. There were 6 of us all together, and I unfortunately didn't win, but I got my Operation Heart co-chair within my position, within my chapter. And I fell in love with the patient care aspect of APhA-ASP. I get to plan my own events. I've done, health videos about, the anatomy of the heart and just like basic things that people need to know about in their day-to-day life. What is cardiovascular disease and how can it affect us? And so that really sparked my interest, meeting all of the leaders from APhA-ASP during the summer at the Summer Leadership Institute really sparked my interest in running for a regional position, running for a national position, and, getting more involved within APhA-ASP. Okay,
so you're kind of home team, though. I mean, I know UW is here in town in Seattle, and Washington State is not quite here, but it's the state of Washington, and it's a good year for that to happen. Tell me a little bit about how your college has gotten behind you to help you as you've decided to make this run.
Oh, man. So we have a Facebook group, and there's like 90 to 100 of us on that Facebook group. And, when my ribbons came in, when I was designing my logos for things, every step of the way, they've been so supportive. They've just been behind me and just being, just you can do this. We believe in you. We know you have the drive. You have the passion for it. And that, the president-elect position, while you're the face of APhA-ASP, it's not really about me. It's about all of the members that I'm able to be the face of and be able to, take their ideas and push them forward within the national, with the staff, and really represent APhA-ASP as a whole. So my chapter has been behind me 100%, and having them here and, wearing my ribbons and wearing my name badges is just surreal, as seeing my name all over the place.
So I guess there are 15,000 pharmacy students. You are one of how many that are going for president?
4 right now. So there's...
I can't do the math. I should be able to in my head, but 4 over 15,000. At least we know what the number is.
It's so incredibly small.
But you are like a percent of a percent of a percent.
Definitely.
How does someone just even get there? I know Arnold Schwarzenegger, his story is one of just skipping everything up to governor, all of the local chapters and things like that. He just went right to governor of the state. How does one become president of an organization that's this big? How does that happen?
Well, personally, I mean, I ran for my president-electship. I actually ran for a regional position in my Region 7. And I mean, I didn't win, but it didn't stop my drive. So I was, just thinking about the fact that, like, I still have such a passion for APhA-ASP because it's provided me so much, even, over my first year, over my second year. And I'm still here. I want more from this organization, and I want to be able to represent, those 15,000 student pharmacists, and just being able to give back to an organization that has given me so much.
So Abraham Lincoln, the only office that he ever won was president, so he did okay. But tell me a little bit about what you saw actually in national government. So, well, I'm from Washington, D.C., so I follow it. The Senate remained similar to what it was, but the House of Representatives has never had so many women in it. Our government has never had so many women leading. How does your school support women in leadership in pharmacy?
So much. I mean, honestly, one of the things that's like really great about WSU in general is we push our people to be leaders. We push, we're allowed to, we have travel grants that allow us to go places, and some of the people that I've talked to around the nation just don't have that kind of access. And so when you say, I want to run for this position, your faculty is 100% behind you as well. They're like, how can I help you with this? What do you need from me? What can I do to help you?
So just, I've asked you a ton of questions. What would you like to say to your supporters, but also what would you like to say to those students who are kind of making that decision? Like, who should I vote for? Honestly,
I've worked with Sydney, and I've worked with Kirk, and I've worked with Catherine, and any one of us would be an amazing candidate for this position. And to my supporters, I want to say thank you so much for just being there for me, giving me water when I need it, when I'm dying after talking for, an hour straight, or, texting me and being like, do you need food? Because sometimes, in this, rush, you just forget to eat, and you just forget to, take care of yourself, and so you have that support behind you.
You're ready to be a pharmacist. You can go all day without eating and going to the bathroom. So, you're ready.
I'm ready. But just, any decision that we make, any one of these candidates would be great because they have that drive. They're here. They're wanting to be leaders. They're ready to give that speech to those 15,000 pharmacists, student pharmacists and pharmacists on Sunday. And we're just here, and we want more from the organization that we just love so much.
Well, Maggie Godsey, thanks for being on the Pharmacy Leaders Podcast, and best of luck in your run.
Well, thank you so much for having me. I really enjoyed it.
Support for this episode comes from the audiobook Memorizing Pharmacology, a relaxed approach. With over 9,000 sales in the United States, United Kingdom, and Australia, it's the go-to resource to ease the pharmacology challenge. Available on Audible, iTunes, and Amazon.com, in print, ebook, and audiobook. Thank you for listening to the Pharmacy Leaders Podcast with your host, Tony Guerra. Be sure to share the show with the hashtag #PharmacyLeaders.